Well, good morning. It is a sunny morning, and it's already warm. And it is Tuesday, August, I believe, 18th, 2026. And Hank and Naylor are getting their walk this morning. It's around 10:30. Temperature's just above 80 degrees, and the sun's out. It looks like a nice morning. It wasn't too bad yesterday. There weren't any storms around. I think there were a few to the north and east. A couple came out of the higher terrain in the west, but didn't make it. But other than that, our big rain was on Sunday evening. We got pretty good rain, and I think the heaviest stuff was just north of me and up toward, Richmond, Chesterfield, places like that. So, but we did get thunderstorms. We had multiple ones Sunday evening, and power flickered and a couple times, and thunder, lightning. So, but today, like I said, it's nice. Sun's out. Getting toward the end of August, unfortunately. But it should be a nice day. I think it'll be mow grass day today. Get that out of the way. And I think tomorrow's a nice day also. And then increasing shower chances by the end of the week and the weekend. So today and tomorrow should be gems. Hit 94 yesterday officially, but it won't quite hit that today and tomorrow. So it did feel a little bit hot yesterday in the afternoon. But like I said, we're going down in the month of August here. Not quite to the end, but it's getting close. Kids are less than a week from starting school. And we'll go from there. But nothing else exciting going on. Really didn't do all that much yesterday. But today I think I'll get out here and get this grass mowed and get that done, and then I can plan out the rest of the week. Still set for next week, at the end of the next week, and the weekend of going to my son's place and working on his flooring. Set 3 days aside for that project, and if it's a little less than that, so be it. Hopefully it won't be any more than that. So the big bonus is that flooring has already been put in, so the measuring part of where to start and how to start and all that, which takes time, is pretty much done because there's already flooring in. We're just adding to it. So between the two of us, we should be able to get that done in his living room and his office. So, and then trim and stuff like that. Other than that, any projects at my house will wait until after Labor Day. And by then, the humid weather should be on the decrease for the most part, and we can get started on some of that. But right now it's a holding pattern, and I've outlined a couple things. I got to move my trash bin. I'm trying to figure out a place to put that because it needs a new top to it. But I don't know if I can move the whole thing as it is now and just put a new top on it, or rebuild the thing. So I don't know. I'll have to look at it closer in the next couple weeks and get that in that project list too. Other than that, it's not been too bad. It was a quiet day yesterday and should be quiet today. Otherwise, and tomorrow. I'm not sure when grandchildren come back. Probably toward the end of the week. And that kind of stuff. So, and then, like I said, school starts for at least a couple of them. 2 of the 3. and that'll keep them busy. I know the oldest one has soccer practice tonight, and that has started as well, but I've seen no schedule so far for refereeing, so I don't know when that starts. It's getting pretty late, and I've already made plans for the weekend at the end of the month, so you can't do it then. You can't wait too long. I got to make plans. You know, my son works and needs to take off, so he had to take off, and you know, I have to work with his schedule. Since I don't work anymore, I know how that is. Working all the years I worked, everybody had to go around my schedule. So, it's just the way it is. Otherwise, in the sports department, looky. The Phillies have a little bit of life. Won again last night. I don't know how many that is in a row. I know they did well in Minnesota and at the Field of Dreams, but they're back to 6.5 out now, and creeping up the standings. So, and they're back in the wild card by a game. So I don't know if they found something special or if it's just one of those surges again, and then they'll fall back like they've done other times this season. Imagine if they would play better after this All-Star break for 2 or 3 weeks, where they'd probably be in first place in the East over the Braves. But baseball is a funky sport like that. You can go through hot and cold spells, and you try to limit the cold ones. And but they do have a rough road trip coming up out west, and Seattle, well, the Angels and Arizona. So that'll be a test. Those games through the end of the month after, I believe, this upcoming weekend. I think they play St. Louis at home. So they better rack up some wins here. And then they've got to go better than 500 on that road trip. And that's going to be a tough one. Arizona in August has plagued them before. So, and the Orioles are in the wild card hunt. They are now in the 6th spot. Even though they're 3 games below 500, they lost yesterday, but they took the series from Tampa Bay. But they're in the playoff hunt right now. Let's see if they can continue. I keep expecting them to trail off, and they've surged again. I don't know how they're doing it with much of their supposed super talent, good players, not there anymore. So we'll see if they can continue that. But the Phillies have a little bit of life, and see if they take advantage of it the next 3 weeks. I mean, they still have the Braves to play, and Tampa, and I think, do they play Milwaukee yet? Teams that are, first place. But that road trip to the West Coast, that's a key one. They do well on that, they'll probably be okay going into the playoffs, or make the playoffs. If they do not, they won't make the playoffs. That'll be the deciding thing. If they go out there and bomb that road trip, they'll be in trouble. So, football comes up. Steelers play the Jets, I think, Friday evening. Probably won't watch it, although I said that the last time and I caught the first quarter. But usually I don't go out of my way to do that. Watched wrestling last night. It's boring still. I don't know why I watch it. It's more like punishment anymore. We don't have any decent storylines worth anything. So, I don't know how much longer, I keep saying that, how much longer I'll watch it. But sort of losing interest. If I had other things that were available, I'd probably not worry about it. Like Monday Night Football will be coming up. So, wrestling probably will take a back seat to that. And things like that. So we'll see if the playoffs for baseball mean anything. If there's, Yankees-Dodgers crap, I ain't watching that nonsense. So, Can't stand the Dodgers or the Yankees. And I'm not going to sit down and waste my time watching that. So I didn't play any games yesterday. Did some stuff on my computer with climate and stuff that I've done in the past. But still trying to figure out. They took away one of my big resources for, looking at weather in the past, and the government hasn't replaced it with anything yet. And it's typical of government. I think the plan was in place before they went down with it. They were going to replace it with a different set of data, and I think they've done that. They just haven't allowed or given appropriate access to it where you can use it. So, it's typical. Government, plans out, says big things, wants to change this and that, and then the rollout and the execution and completion, we'll take our time. Maybe we'll complete it, maybe we won't. It's typical of the government. I know, I work for it. I know how they think and what they do. So, you got talented people, but the system and the process always slams everything. So that's just the way government works. And our government is so screwed up that it's beyond repair at this point in all aspects. So don't look for that to change anytime soon. But again, today I think it's mowing day, guys, which they won't be happy. They'll be locked in the garage. Let's go. Nailer, let's go. So I think they'll be locked in the garage while I do that, because I don't like them running around. And in case something were to happen or somebody would come up the driveway, I don't need one of them getting run over while I'm mowing. So, but there's nobody at the house today, and I can get that done. Other than that, I think I've covered everything. I did play fast drive football the other day, Sunday. Three of my James Franklin series, and still in 2014, Penn State did manage to beat Michigan, which the real James Franklin could not, and Ohio State is next. So, and Ohio State was the national champion in 2014, so that might not go well, but right now, a blemish on the record is 5-1 right now, but UMass is the loss, and I certainly wouldn't have believed that playing it. But once you roll the dice and play the game or start the game, realism goes out the window. So is it realistic that Penn State beat Michigan? Because they lost that season to them. Probably. Who knows? But it's my project, and I'll do what I want, how I want. And right now, James Franklin is 1-0 against Michigan. Will he be 1-0 against Ohio State? I'm not sure until I play the game. So other than that, like I said, it's a nice day. The sun's out. Let's go. Nailer, you're not acting like you want to run today. You're acting tired. Let's go. So he's acting a little tired, and it's actually not bad out here today. So we'll see if he perks up once I get the ball out. But other than that, everything's ready to go. And I will talk to you next time. Have a good day and be safe.